The oak table groaned under plates of roast and laughter, but my world cracked with a single sentence. "You're not family," my grandson Ethan said. He was 16, shoulders squared, voice sharpened like a blade. The room didn't fall silent. No, forks clinked, cousins whispered, neighbors chuckled as if nothing had been spoken. My son Matthew carved the roast, grinning, while his wife Elaine leaned in, laughing too loudly. Their happiness wasn't warmth, it was triumph. I didn't protest, I didn't plead. I sat still, but inside my chest, the words echoed louder than the chatter around me. Betrayal, I realized, doesn't always arrive with storms. Sometimes it enters with one sentence from a boy you once carried on your shoulders. I excused myself. No one noticed. No one followed. In the hallway, family photographs lined the walls. Matthew and Elaine at a gala, Ethan in his football uniform, Emily mid-laugh on a summer day. My own face was missing, erased quietly, long before Ethan spoke the words aloud. I stopped at the living room. My old armchair waited, its leather worn from decades of nights spent holding Matthew as a child. Every crease was memory. And now, the boy I raised had raised a son to erase me. "Grandpa?" Emily's voice trembled. She was 15, gentle-eyed. "I'm sorry about Ethan. You are family. You're everything." Her sincerity cut deeper than Ethan's cruelty. I whispered back, "People forget where they come from, Emily. But forgetting doesn't change the truth." She nodded with tears and slipped away. I touched the oak table once more, the very table I built with my hands. They thought I was fading. They were wrong. The house remembered, and so did I. Morning arrived gray and damp. The kitchen welcomed me with sunlight spilling through the window I had designed myself. Elaine entered in her silk robe, her words sweet but barbed. "Harold, maybe it's time you considered moving somewhere smaller. Manageable. This house has outgrown you." I stirred my coffee. "Steady. This house still knows its purpose." Her smile widened, empty. "Well, we'll see." Later I walked to the shed. It smelled of pine, oil, and years of work. Tools hung neatly, the same ones I had used to build furniture, fences, and this very house. On a shelf rested a small wooden box filled with photographs. Matthew's first day at school, Ethan's toy car, Emily's drawings. At the bottom, one photograph stood out, me holding Matthew in front of the house the day it was finished. Emily peeked in nervously. "I heard Mom talking. She said you might move." "People talk," I said, though my chest ached. "Doesn't make it true." "This house remembers who belongs." Her eyes brightened. "Like it remembers you?" I smiled faintly. "Exactly." When she left, I turned to the workbench. My hands pulled open the desk drawer upstairs later that evening. Beneath yellowed receipts and forgotten manuals lay a manila envelope taped to the wood. I peeled it free. The deed. My name written decades ago, bound with clauses even Matthew had forgotten. The paper whispered louder than Elaine's laugh, sharper than Ethan's sentence. "As long as I live, this house cannot be taken, sold, or stripped away." They think silence means surrender. But silence, paired with paper, is endurance. I folded the deed carefully. Not anger, just preparation. They wanted me gone. I would remind them, quietly, who built the foundation. They redecorated the living room with strangers' hands. Movers carried away chairs that had held my family's laughter. Elaine orchestrated like a queen with a clipboard. Matthew stumbled in with curtain rods, guilt flickering, then fading into indifference. Ethan smirked. "No offense, Grandpa, but it's about time this place stopped looking like a museum." I climbed the stairs without reply. Some conversations need higher ground. That night, Emily came to me, eyes rimmed red. "Do you have a plan?" "Yes," I said softly. "Not one that shouts. One that leaves marks." The next day, I wrote a letter. Not to Matthew, not Elaine, not Ethan. To everyone, the cousins, uncles, neighbors who had sat at the table when Ethan cut me with words. "Come Sunday," I wrote. "I have something to read." The oak table groaned again with food and laughter that Sunday. Elaine clinked her glass. "Thank you all for sharing this home with us." Her words stung. This home. After dessert, I stood. "I won't take much time," I said, unfolding paper. The room hushed. I spoke of every brick, every sacrifice, the years Margaret and I built this home. Then I read Ethan's words aloud. "You're not family. Silence wrapped the room. Ethan flushed, then I laid down the deed. This house is mine. Not Matthew's, not Elaine's, not Ethan's, mine. Legally, fully, irrevocably gasps. Elaine's color drained, Matthew's jaw clenched. Ethan sat frozen. Cousins whispered, "It's real." I didn't gloat. I said only, "You forgot I'm still here." Paper remembers even when people don't. They had erased me in whispers. Tonight I wrote myself back. The courthouse was cold, its marble floors echoing footsteps like judgment. I entered slowly, Emily at my side, head held high. Across the aisle, Elaine sat rigid, Matthew pale, Ethan smirking, their lawyer Rob whispering like oil on stone. They painted me as frail. Bills unpaid, memory failing, incapable of managing the estate. Concern, they called it. The judge listened without expression. Then Harris, my counsel, rose. Calm, precise. What we have here isn't protection, it's predation. And we have proof. The doctor testified first. Mr. Whitmore is fully competent. His recall is sharp. His affairs are in order. Elaine's lawyer shuffled papers, uneasy. Then Harris revealed the emails. Elaine's words with Rob, plans to seize my accounts written before guardianship was even filed. The judge's eyes narrowed. Hypotheticals? Elaine stammered. No, the judge replied. Intent. When Harris called me, I walked steady to the stand. I answered questions of dates, balances, repairs. I named the year the roof was sealed, the number of payments left on the mortgage. I did not falter. Finally, I looked at the judge. People mistake silence for weakness. They mistake patience for absence. I built this home with work, not entitlement. I will not surrender it to greed disguised as care. The gavel struck. Petition denied. Full competence affirmed. Elaine's face drained. Matthew hid his. Ethan's smirk cracked. Emily squeezed my hand. We did it, she whispered. No, I said softly. We reminded them. There's a difference. The house had endured their whispers. Now the law had spoken, and its echo was louder than any dinner table insult. That evening, I called them all back. The oak table waited, the battlefield of words. I stood at its head. Families shouldn't be decided in courtrooms, I said. They should be decided in homes. I slid papers forward. Ethan grabbed them, color draining. Matthew's voice cracked. You changed everything. Elaine's voice was sharp. We're not beneficiaries. Correct, I said. I've moved everything into a trust. Emily is the sole heir. Every brick, every dollar, every memory goes to the one who remembered. The room erupted. Ethan slammed his hand. You can't erase us. I looked at him steadily. You erased me first. They stormed out. Emily remained, stunned. Grandpa, I didn't ask for this. I know, I said gently. That's why you deserve it. The house felt alive again, not heavy but relieved. The walls breathed, the table gleamed. For the first time, I was seen. Weeks passed in silence. No calls, no visits. Only a letter from Matthew arrived. Dad, it wasn't just greed. It was fear. I was wrong. Thank you for reminding me where I came from. I folded it away. Some words must sit in their own echo. One Sunday, Emily and I planted roses in the garden. Neighbors greeted us warmly, and for the first time in years, I felt family again, where loyalty is not inherited, but chosen. At night, I sat at the oak table, battlefield and altar both. They tried to erase me, I whispered, but I'm still here. The house exhaled, steady, patient. Memory had won.